Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Sukma Ratna Sroja, study number 45. Today, I'm going to present about Hypermesis gravidarum, association with personal and family history of nausea. As for the division of this presentation consists of introduction, material and methods, result and conclusion. Introduction. If pregnancies, the symptoms are severe and the condition is referred to as hypermesis gravidarum, by definition, women suffering for hypermesis gravidarum have nausea and vomiting starting in early pregnancy, inability to eat and or drink normally, and symptoms that strongly limit the daily living. Often these symptoms lead to dehydration and weight loss. Furthermore, women whose relatives were affected by nausea and vomiting of pregnancy had higher susceptibility for nausea and vomiting of pregnancy themselves. In this present study, we aim to evaluate the association of personal history of nausea and vomiting of pregnancy in relative in women diagnosed with hypermesis gravidarum in a hospital setting. Material and methods. This study was part of a larger hypermesis gravidarum study evaluating associative factor for hypermesis gravidarum. Women hospitalized due to hypermesis gravidarum in the antenatal ward of Turku University Hospital, Turku, Finland, in 2011 until 2019 were invited to participate. Altogether, 105 women with hypermesis gravidarum participate, of which 4 pregnancies were twin pregnancies. However, the questionnaire was incomplete in 3 women, leaving the data of 102 women in this hypermesis gravidarum group for analysis. Result: personal history of nausea was more common among women in the hypermesis gravidarum group than among women in the non-nausea and vomiting of pregnancy group. Motion sickness are 51% and migraine 41% were the most common nausea condition in the hypermesis gravidarum group. Whereas in the non-nausea and vomiting of pregnancy group, motion sickness are 33% and other HH 33% were the most frequent. Nausea during the use of contraception was infrequent in both groups. In univariate analysis, the women with history of motion sickness, seasickness, migraine, other HH, and nausea in other situations were more likely to belong to the hypermesis gravidarum group. Whereas no association between nausea after anesthesia or during the use of contraception and hypermesis gravidarum were found. After adjusting the result by age, parity, pre-pregnancy, BMI, marital status, and smoking, were found association between hypermesis gravidarum and motion sickness, seasickness, migraine, and nausea in other situations. Conclusion. We conclude that hypermesis gravidarum is likely to stem from various factors, among which personal history of nausea, especially with motion sickness and migraine, are likely. Further, hypermesis gravidarum appears to have a hereditary predisposition, as it is more common in women with affected relatives. Recognition of risk factor for hypermesis gravidarum is valuable in pre-pregnancy patient guidance, providing tools for healthcare personnel to better help women. Also, early treatment of nausea and vomiting of pregnancy symptoms is crucial, especially with women's susceptibility for hypermesis gravidarum. Our findings are usable for identifying women at risk of hypermesis gravidarum. Additionally, increasing knowledge about Hypermesis gravidarum and its risk factor may serve to direct research and even advance development of specific treatment. So this is the end of this presentation. I hope you can get helpful knowledge from this presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.